Hello everyone, this is the solution of your homework. First is rational functions given that fx equals to 2x plus 3 over x minus 1. For the domain 3 until 6, find the range of the function. Okay, so first, because we are talking about range, that means we have to like a little bit imagine the shapes of the graph. The shapes of the graph will be like this, and the the vertical asymptotes will be at x equals to 1 because x minus 1 equals to 0. This is how you find the vertical asymptotes. And then the horizontal asymptotes will be y equals to the coefficient of the x, that means 2 over 1 equals to 2. That means this one is 2 and this one is 1. Okay, but the question wants you to find the range of the functions starting from x equals to 3 until x equals to 6. That means x equals to 3 is right here, and then x equals to 6 is right there. Okay, that means the range of the function will be this one. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Maybe I should draw it a little bit lower. Nah, like this. Okay, so I think to find the value of the range, I have to input the 3 and the 6 first. Okay, let's input the 3 and the 6. Okay, when x equals to 3, the value of the y will be 2 times 3 plus 3 over 3 minus 1, like this. And then you only have to calculate. This one is 6, 9. 9 divided by 2 is 4.5. Okay, that is the first one. That means right here is 4.5. And then the second one is when x equals to 6. That means y equals to 2 times 6 plus 3 over 6 minus 1. Yeah, it will be like this. And then 12 plus 3 is 15. 15 divided by 5 is 3. Okay, so this one is 3. And then as you can see, the range will be in between 3 until 4.5, which is D. Next is horizontal asymptotes of this one. Horizontal asymptotes is the the quotient of the uh, division of numerator and denominator. But for this one, we have a shortcut. You only have to take the the coefficient of the x. It means 2 over 5, which is B. Okay, next is question 3. You have fx plus 3 equals to 23 minus 7x over 5x minus 9. The question wants you to find f5. We already know that when the question says f5, that means you have to replace the x by 5. Yeah, usually you will do it like this. But the problem is the function is not fx, but it's fx plus 3. That means you have to do something with the function first. Usually you have to change this fx plus 3 into fx first. You already learned this in the 10th grade, but in this question I want to show you the easiest way to solve this. So let's take a look at the one inside brackets. The one inside brackets is x plus 3 and also 5. That means they are the same, guys. So x plus 3 equals to 5. That means we can find the x. When you have the x, you only have to input. So f5 equals to 23, 27. Rather than using 5, we will use the one that we already have, which is 2. Yeah. So this one is 5 times 2. Where is right? This one is 2. This one is 2. Okay, let's calculate. 14, 9. This one is 1. So 9. There you go. B. Next, vertical asymptotes. For vertical asymptotes, you can get it from the denominator. This one 7x minus 15. So vertical asymptotes will be 7x minus 15 equals to 0. 7x equals to 15. That means x equals to 15 over 7. This is the vertical asymptotes, which is A. Next is still page 277A, question 6. This one is irrational function, and the question wants you to find the natural domain. Natural domain of irrational functions will be the function inside the square roots, and it has to be greater than or equal to 0. This is the natural domain of irrational functions. Memorize it, guys. So let's do the algebra. The algebra will be like this. That means this one is the natural domain. Next is this one, still natural domain. Natural domain means the one inside the square roots have to be greater than or equal to 0. And because we have quadratics right here, that means we have to solve this using quadratic inequality. First step is to make it into 0, not greater than, but equals to 0. And then second step is to find the value of x. You have to factorize it like this, minus 4, minus 3. So you'll have x equals to 4 and x equals to 3. That is the second step. The third step is to create a number line. And then you input the value of x that you already have, 3 and 4. Take a look at this, we have equal to, that means you have to color the dot like this, and then you have to test. You have to test for a value of x. Let's say x equals to 0, and then you input it right there. 0 squared minus 7 times 0 plus 12. So the answer is plus 12. We don't need the 12, we only need the plus. That means 0 is plus, 0 is right here. That means this one is plus, 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 plus. And then passing through 3, it will become minus. Passing through 4, it will become plus again. Like this, okay? And then because the question wants you to find the area which is greater than or equal to 0, that means we will choose the positive one. Like this. That means the domain, the natural domain will be x less than or equal to 3 or x greater than or equal to 4. A. Next is question 8, still natural domain, but this time we have rational functions inside of irrational functions. That means still the same. The one inside the square root have to be greater than or equal to 0. And then to solve this, you have to find the value of x from the numerator and also denominator. But for the denominator, you cannot make it into equal to 0, but you have to make it into not equal to 0 because denominator cannot be 0, or else the functions will be invalid. Yeah, so this one is x equals to 3, this one is x cannot be 5. We already have the value of the x. Next, second step is to create a number line. Number line will be 3 and also 5. Okay, take a look at this. This one is important. The question says we have equal sign right there. That means these 3 have an equal sign. That means we have to color the dot of the 3. And then for the 5, even though the question gives you the equal sign right there, but we also know that x cannot be 5, so we cannot color the dot for the 5. Yeah, so just leave it blank. And then third, you have to test for a value of x. Let's say x equals to 0. And then you input it right there. It means 0 minus 3 over 0 minus 5. The answer is positive 3 over 5. We don't need the 3 over 5. We only need the positive. 0 is right here. That means this one is positive. And then passing through 3, you'll get negative. Passing through 5, you'll get another positive. And then the question wants you to find the greater than 0 area, which is this one, the positive part. Yeah. So the domain will be x less than or equal to 3 because it's to the left of the 3, or x greater than 5 because it's to the right of the 5. Okay, the answer is B. Next is still irrational functions. We have natural domain again. That means the one inside the square root have to be greater than or equal to 0. So this one is x squared minus 2x minus 8 greater than or equal to 0. And then the one that you have to do is you have to find the value of x from the numerator. From the numerator it will be equals to 0, and the denominator also it cannot be equals to 0. Yeah, so for this one you have to factorize it. This one is x plus 5, this one is x minus 2. That means x equals to negative 5, x equals to 2. And then for this one you have to factorize also. If you cannot factorize, you can use a quadratic formula, negative b plus minus that one. Yeah, so this one is 4, this one is 2 minus plus, so this one is x equals to 4, x equals to negative 2, but because it cannot be equals to 0, that means this one also cannot be 4 and cannot be negative 2. Okay, second, you have to create a number line. Number line consists of negative 5, and then we have negative 2, and then we have 2, and then we have 4. For the 4, you have to leave it blank because it cannot be equals to 4, so this one is blank. And then negative 2 also blank. But for negative 5 and 2, you will follow the questions. The question says equal to, that means you have to give colors to the dot like this. Okay, and then you have to test for a value of x, let's say 0, and then you input it right there. We will have 0 square is 0, 3 times 0 is 0, minus 10 over 0 square is 0, minus 0, minus 8. And we'll have positive 10 over 8. We don't need the 10 over 8, we only need the positive parts. And then we locate the x equals to 0. X equals to 0 is right here in between negative 2 and 2. The region will be positive, and then this one will be negative, this one is positive, this one is negative, 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 this one is positive, 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 like that. And then the question wants you to find the area that is greater than or equal to 0. That means this one, and this one. Okay, and then you have to write down the notation. First, this one, it's x less than or equal to negative 5 because it's to the left of the negative 5. This one is in between. In between has to be like this. Less than. It must be like that. And then for the 2, we have equal to. For the negative 2, it's empty, so we don't have to put equal to. Next one is to the right side of the 4. That means x greater than 4. And then you only have to choose the answers. Next is page 282A. You have to choose which one is the odd functions. Yeah. Okay, so first let's take a look at the first function. It's fx equals to x to the power 7 plus x to the power 5. To prove that a function is odd function, you have to prepare f negative x. F negative x means you replace the x into negative x like this, and then you also replace this x with negative x like that, and then you calculate. Negative x to the power 7 will be negative x to the power 7, negative x to the power 5 will be negative x to the power 5. That is the fx. Next, we have to prepare the negative fx also. Negative fx means negative times the fx itself. The fx itself is x to the power 7 plus x to the power 5, and then you multiply it, you'll have negative x to the power 7 minus x to the power 5. And then we have to compare. If they are the same, that means the function is an odd function. So they are the same, so yes, this is an odd function. Okay, next we have to check the second one. The second one is fx equals to x square minus 1 square. Let's prepare the f negative x first. That means open brackets, and then another bracket square minus 1 square. You replace this x with negative x, yeah, and then you calculate. So negative x square will be x square, the same like this. This is the f negative x. We cannot simplify it anymore, so just leave it like that. Next is to prepare the negative fx. Negative fx will be negative times the fx itself. So x square minus 1 square. When you multiply it, you'll have negative open brackets x square minus 1 square. So as you can see, this one is different. They are different. That means this one is not an odd function. And then 2 is already wrong, but we need 1. That means we only have one options right there, 1 and 3. Okay, next one is even function. For even functions, you only have to prepare the f negative x. So 4x squared plus x plus 5. And then you only have to prepare the f negative x. That means you replace the x with negative x, this one with negative x also. Okay, so we have 4 times x squared plus negative x and then plus 5, like this. So you'll have 4x squared minus x plus 5. Okay, and then if they are the same, that means the function is an even function. As you can see, this one is positive and that one is negative, so they are not the same. So this one is not an even function. Okay, let's keep B and C. Let's prove D. For the D, we have fx equals to 3x squared plus 2. It means the f negative x will be 3 times negative x and then square and then plus 2 equals to 3x squared plus 2. So they are the same. That means this one is an even function. Next is question 6. For question 6, you have to prove that not proof, yeah, you have to choose which one is neither odd nor even. Yeah. Okay, let's try D. And for D, we have fx equals to x to the power of 3 plus 4. When you find this one, you'll have negative x to the power of 3 plus 4. That means when you simplify it, you'll have negative x to the power of 3 plus 4. And then when you calculate this, negative fx, you'll have negative of x to the power of 3 plus 4, like this. And then when you simplify it, you'll have negative x to the power of 3 minus 4. Okay, as you can see, this one is not the same. That means the function is not odd. And then also, this one is not the same. That means not even also. Yeah, so the function is not neither odd nor even. D. Next is piecewise function. For piecewise function, you only have to choose in which region is the value of x of the question 1. Yeah, so for h3, that means x equals to 3 and x equals to 3 is right here. That means the value of the y will be 2. So the value of h3 equals to 2. And the next is h negative 3. For h negative 3, the value of the x will be right there. That means the value of the functions will be 0. And then the next one is h2. For h2, the x will be right here. That means the value of the h will be 1. And then the question wants you to multiply these two. So 2 times 0. And then add this one. Plus 1 equals to 1. C. Next is question 8. For question 8, the value of x does not make the function g equals to 8. Okay, so you have to guess and check for this one. Yeah, the value of the x is negative 7. When it is negative 7, I think we have to choose this one because x is less than negative 3. That means the value of the g will be 8. It does equal to 8. So we have to find the one is not. Yeah, so g negative 5. Negative 5 also the same. It's right here. So the value is still 8. And then g negative 4. G negative 4 also right there. So it's also 8. And then g negative 3. G negative 3 is right here because it says equal to negative 3. So we have to calculate this one first. Negative 3 and then plus 2. Negative 7 plus 2 is negative 9 plus 2 is negative 7. So this one is not 8, so the answer is D. Next is 287a. For this one, we are already in the exponential functions. So as you can see, the shapes is like this. It's decreasing. When it is decreasing, that means the bases or the a will be less than 1. Yeah, so you have to choose the one that will give you the basis of less than 1. That means this one and this one. Yeah, basis is this one, guys, half. This one is 2, 2, 2 is already wrong. Okay, because if it is 2, the shapes will be like that. Now, and then to find the answers, you have to guess and check. Like you use this, maybe the point of 0, half. That means you have to put it into the functions. For the first one, a, you have y equals to half to the power of x minus 1. You replace the x with the 0, and then you will have half to the power of negative 1. Half to the power of negative 1 means the powers of negative means you have to flip the fractions. Yeah, you have to find the reciprocal. The reciprocal will be 2, and then we still have to the power of 1, so 2 to the power of 1 equals to 2. Unfortunately, it has to be half, not 2, so A is wrong. For the B, just in case my answer is wrong, let's check it first. So 0 minus 1, we have, this one is 0 plus 1. Yeah, we have half to the power of 1, that means half. Okay, that match, so the answer is B. Next is question 2. Take a look at the graph below. The equation of the curve is, okay, first we have to take a look at the horizontal asymptotes. The horizontal asymptotes is 2. That means we have to choose the one with plus 2 like this. This one is minus 2, is already wrong. Oh yeah, why do we have to choose the plus? Because the plus will affect the asymptotes. Let me explain. So usually when you have exponential graph, the asymptote is at y equals to 0 like this. This is the asymptote. But when you add something to the function, let's say you have this at the first, and then you add like plus 2, that means the curve will be translated 2 units upwards. That means it will go up like 2 units. Because the curve is go up, that means the asymptote will also go up 2 units. That means when you have 2 at the horizontal asymptotes, that means you will have plus 2 also in the function. Yeah, so we don't have to calculate anything for this one because it's already obvious. The answer is C. Next is question 5. For question 5, we have this function, and then the question wants you to find the x-intercept and also the y-intercept. Yeah, so x-intercept will be y equals to 0. X-intercept means y equals to 0, and that also means 0 equals to half to the power of x plus 1 and then minus 4. Okay, let's use algebra to solve this. First, you move the 4. It will be like this, and then I will make the half into 2 to the power of negative 1. And then 4. I will change the 4 into 2 square also. So this one, powers with powers, will be multiplication, like this. And then we can cross out the 2 because it's already the same. 2 equals to negative x minus 1. So this one is 3 equals to negative x equals to negative 3. There you go. This. Okay, next is y-intercept. Y-intercept. For y-intercept, you have to make the x equals to 0. That means y equals to half to the power of 0 plus 1 and then minus 4. This one is half to the power of 1 minus 4. So you'll have negative 3.5. It means the answer is C. Next is page 290A. The equation of the curve is, for this one, it's logarithmic function. That means you have to, for this one, I think you have to guess and check, yeah. So let's check the point of 1, 0, and also 2, 1 into the options. Option A, we have y equals to 2 log x. First, let's check when x equals to 1. Y equals to 2 log 1. Anything log 1 will become 0. So first one is yes, correct, 1, 0. And then for the second one, we have x equals to 2. That means y equals to 2 log 2. 2 log 2 equals to 1. So we have 2, 1. Yeah, they are matched. So this is our answers, which is A. Next is question 3. For question 3, we have this function, and then the question wants you to find the x-intercept. X-intercept means y equals to 0. That means 0 equals to 3 log x minus 4. Okay. And then when you move 3 log to the other sides, it will become 3 to the power of 0 equals to x minus 4. 3 to the power of 0 equals to 1, x minus 4. Move the 4, you'll have 5. So x equals to 5. That means the point is 5, 0. Okay, that is the solution of your homework. I think that's very easy. I only want you to memorize all of the formula for the natural domain. The one that's a little bit hard is maybe range. So yeah, you have to practice a lot for range later. Yeah. Okay. See you guys. Bye bye.